It will be fine. Just do exactly what I say. Okay. It's not going live. It's not going. It's not going. How are we? Hi, good evening. It is Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Okay, so folks, the end or the technical difficulties are never ending for me. So I'm going to try one more time while we're right here to try and get this up and going. So just bear with me. Of course, everything moves slow when you want it to move fast. Okay, so let's recap a little until I can see if I can get this to come through. I'm not really sure when everything fell apart, which is so not fun to be on this end of things. So, all right, I'll come over here and we'll recap really quickly. See if I can get this going. All right, we're going to try this again.
Oh, I love technology so much. Oh, look, we're back. Okay, we're going to try this again. Maybe. Okay, that noise stopped at least.
Okay, so I don't know where we were at, why my volume didn't work, why anything didn't work, but I'm gonna start over, okay? So I wanted to redo my card table. My card table was a hot mess. I had it for 23 years. We got it as a wedding present, and I hate to throw anything away if I can find a quick fix. So I did. I found like a $2 plastic tablecloth a couple years, 4 or 5 years ago, and recovered it, and it did really well for us for a really long time. But everything gets a little wear and tear. Let me see. So we had taken apart, and I showed you how easy it was to do with my little DeWalt screwdriver, but we took apart the frame and I just pulled it off. So a few of the things that I showed you, but I know now that you couldn't hear, where you're gonna want to scuff this up a little bit with some sandpaper. And the sandpaper I use is always it's a really fine grit sandpaper. It's that 220 I was talking to you about. You probably saw it. And I just buff over it really easily because I want to rough it up so paint and primer will adhere really well to it. So after I do that, I take my damp cloth that I made from a reused t-shirt that got stained or torn or something at some point, and I just cut it off under where the armpit would be, cut down the sides and right up the front, dampen it a little bit, but not too much. You don't want it drippy because you're gonna just go and wipe down all the areas that you've just buffed or roughed up a little bit with your sandpaper. Then I took my frog tape because these feet all have little rubber stoppers, little rubber feet on there, and I don't want that painted. That plastic's or the rubber is gonna tend to chip a little bit more. It's also gonna get the most wear and tear because again, in my house, we're kind of hard on things. So I tape it off. I tape the front side and then the back side. And what I was saying to you is I can never get it to go all the way around. So if you can, my hat's off to you. I've never been able to do that. So I just do the best I can with it, make sure everything's covered. And then once you have it all set, you would take it outside, somewhere well ventilated. If you have good weather, I do it right there in the yard on the grass. I don't care, we're gonna mow it anyway, so it won't be there long. But if you're crazy careful with your grass, do it behind the garage where no one can see. Or if it's raining because it's Michigan, go in the garage. Open up that big door because you want to make sure you get lots of ventilation. All right, so we've done all that. We've got our Rust-Oleum. The reason I like that one is that it has a primer and paint in it together. And I love shiny things, so I always get a gloss or a semi-gloss. And I really like that paint because it's super versatile. You can use it on wood, plastic, metal, anything, and it adheres. So I think we're caught up because you saw me doing all this stuff, even though you had no idea why. So now I'm going to set this aside. I will have gone outside and primed and painted that. Usually I can get it done in about 2 coats, so that's not bad. It dries pretty fast. You can, within an hour or 2, go and put your second coat on unless it's a super humid day, and then give it probably 3-ish, maybe 4 hours. I don't touch it for the whole day though. So I go out, spray it, wait an hour or 2, spray it again, leave it completely alone, and haul it back in my garage or my safe space later in the day because you don't want to get little fingerprints everywhere. So what I was saying before is you can lay your table down so the tabletop is face down. And then I started peeling off the old tablecloth. So some of it had been glued down because when I did this originally, I did not have a stapler. So I just am taking my razor knife to cut through some of this so I can show you how easy it really is to come apart. Now, if it was one of those super humid Michigan days, we'll probably pull right off. But we've had pretty calm weather this week, and I don't have the sharpest razor in here, which is probably a good thing. And now I'm going to see if I can peel this off with the weight of it. Oh yeah, look, it's coming. Maybe. Oh yeah, this is not bad at all. All right, so now in looking for a replacement, I went in search of rectangular tablecloths. You could probably do a round. You'd have to know dimensions. I'm not always that organized, so I didn't have that with me. You could probably look in the store and find one, and it would be able to tell you a card table, what the dimensions were. I always just buy the rectangle ones denoted by the shape up here because I know I can get 2 uses out of it. So more often than not, I'll replace mine and a girlfriend's, family member, keep it for the next time, something like that. So you would take your tablecloth, unfold it all, refold it in half, and then cut it right at that seam. So you'd have your seam. So I'm going to take this and set it down here. See, isn't that hideous? Who wants to look at that over a family get together or a card party? Who wants to look at it at all? That's so gross. This is why we recover things. So you lay this out nice and flat. And then you're going to take your tabletop and lay it right on top. I have lots of extra down here, so I'm actually going to cut some of this off. And it doesn't have to be exact because it's going to be on the underside. No one's going to see it. And it saves you from having to trim quite as much on that side later. All right, so that's that. Now, like I said, I did not have a staple gun. when I first did this. So I'll show you a corner like I did it the first time and then how I do them now. So you're gonna pull this as tight as you can. Remember, I have this little guy here. So, and I know that that screws in that way. So I'm gonna pull this as tight as I can. And I'm going to take my hot glue and put it in here. And I do not want to burn myself, so I'm going to pull it tight and use my dish towel to hold it down. Yes, I have hot holders, and they are well loved and well used in my house, so they are not the most attractive things. Now your glue will tend to melt the plastic a little bit, so it doesn't have to be super hot. Mine was just sitting over there being plugged in, so I wasn't really monitoring it. You know, Wi-Fi decided to die on me today. So it did get a little hot, and as you can see, it melted through. But again, it doesn't matter because nobody's going to see that side. I'm going to switch and show you the staple gun and how I would pull this tight here. And we're going to cut a little hole for that piece to pop out of. It doesn't have to be pretty. Oops, there it is. I'm going to pull this tight. And I actually like to do opposite corners. So typically I would do this corner. I would come over and I would do this corner so I get it tight each way, that corner and that corner. But because I don't want to keep you here all night just watching me staple stuff, we're going to keep moving along and I'm going to show you how easy it is and incredibly loud. Just to do the one side here. Oh, don't worry. I have another one. The big one. Oops. Another spot. Okay. So we would repeat that on our other 3 remaining sides. And when you get all done with that, you'll have something like this. Keep it right on the table. You'll have something that looks like this. That's a big improvement, right? So you want to lay this face down. And you'll have come through with your scissors and see I cut it pretty close. But again, nothing is about being perfect here because who has time for that? You just want it so when you put your frame on here, people don't see anything hanging down. So we've cut it pretty close to our staple line. And now look at this beautiful frame we redid. This is so nice. So nice and white and crisp and clean. Just have to fiddle. I'm actually gonna put the legs up and then try and snap it on because I feel like there's less stuff in my way then. Oh yeah, there we go. And see, it kind of snugs up right where it was. Now I told you that I lose things, right? And to hold on to those screws or else you'll have lost screws. I did for sure. So I decided to just replace all of them. So I had one of the screws and I went to the store and I found these and they are number 8s. I don't know if you need to know that, but I'll give you all the information. And they're 1/2 inch long. So they're exactly like the ones that were already in our table. Except these are shiny. And when you go to put this in, you're going to push down. And you can kind of see it get tight and snug up to each other. So it's got paper in it. I love to see that pull tight together. I don't know. There's something about knowing you're at the end of a project and you've done this stuff. And really, it's not hard. It does require some time for you, but it's not bad. And you can see I'm even getting some little parts of my tablecloth stuck in there, that backing that just wants to shred a little bit, but that's okay. None of that is a big deal. Definitely not a deal breaker. That one doesn't want to go in. I wonder if I'm not. Here we go. I'm going to come all the way around. So this one, there we go. Whoa, that one went fast. Power tools, people, power tools. Ooh, that one's a little crooked, so we're going to do that one last, I think. Let's see if I can get this to all line up better. There it goes. That's a toughie. Whoa, there she goes. And I'm just not sure if that's going to go for me. We'll give it a try. Oh, it's starting to. Look at that. All right. So now, once you put it back together, let's test it out. Now, I don't know about you. I don't know if you're crazy about sunflowers or not so crazy about sunflowers, but even if you hate them, you have to admit, this is a huge improvement. And all in all, I think it cost me a little under $25. And that's if I didn't use my coupons for everything. You know, I like to get Michael's stuff has coupons. You can buy your paints at Hobby Lobby. You could probably find some of your screws and things at other stores. I generally go to either our, our locally owned hardware stores. Sometimes with my work schedule, that doesn't work out so well. But so then I'll go to Lowe's because I do love myself a good Lowe's store. But you can also get these tablecloths really inexpensively. This one was $3.95, I think. These two other larger ones were $4 or $4.25. Really inexpensive. But if you're super picky about your decor and you want everything to match, just get online. The sky's the limit. You could spend $100 on a tablecloth if you wanted to cut it down and revamp your table. The most important thing, I think, is making your house your home and enjoying it, enjoying the space you're in. My motto is if I don't like something or I don't like how it looks, it's broken, right? And if it's broken, it's okay if I get rid of it or revamp it or try to recover it, because I don't want this hideous marked up tabletop hanging out when we play cards. So if I can repurpose it or refurbish it so we can use it again, that's fantastic. And if not, I will go buy a new one. So all in all, I hope that this was really a good instructional video for you to show that things happen and things don't always go right, and it's okay. We get past it, so we just keep going. I'm going to bop over to the laptop and see if there are any questions or concerns or comments or anything beyond the lovely people who finally all said no volume, so we would know that there was a problem. So stick here with our card table and I'll be right with you. Okay, here we go. Let's see. See if we can turn the volume off on one.
All right. No sound. Yes, I'm so sorry. Can't hear anything. This would be a great time to have access to closed captioning. Yes, it would. I concur. I'm going to ask about that for sure. And Kathy figured out how to do closed captioning. So Kathy Baker, we're going to watch your help. Thank you, Mary. I'm glad you enjoyed it and that you thought it was inspiring. I am just a person who likes to be at home and I like my home and I like it to look the way I want it to. So it's representative of me and the things that I enjoy. And my motto really is, if it's already broken, I can't break it more, right? So if I don't like something, I have no fear when it goes to just trying it, because what have you got to lose? You already don't like it. So make your house your home, do it yourself, call on a friend to help or give you advice, look at Pinterest, use your coupons, get everything on sale if you can. I hate to pay full price for anything, and just enjoy your home, enjoy your life. So I hope you enjoyed this. Again, I can't apologize enough for the glitches, but hey, it's obviously not my thing and we got through it. But we have more DIY coming up this fall and over the winter. So if you have thoughts or suggestions or things you'd like to see, I'm always open to hear them. If it's something I can do, know how to do, or am not afraid to tackle, we'll do this together. Thanks, folks. I hope you had a great night, and I'll see you soon.